It's the NFL on EA Sports. And coming up, it's two teams who made their NFL debuts together back in 1976. We're just moments away from the action. Next on Madden NFL 25.
Let's go, y'all!
It's a stadium known for its design, its noise, and a fan base so passionate. Brock, you know this firsthand. They've retired a jersey number for them. Welcome, everybody, to Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Here's Jason Myers to get this one going. And away we go from Lumen Field. Returning it from the 4. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They're brought out by a former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
There's just certain quarterbacks, the way they run on the field. You just say their name and just some adjectives and attributes pop up right away. For Baker Mayfield, scrappy, tough, a will to win. I'm not surprised at all to see himself back in the starting role. Not surprised at all to see him flourish. The dude is mentally tough, he's mentally strong, and he typically makes the most of his opportunities.
First down, here's Baker. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. You don't get too many plays of that size in a game, and that flag takes away one of them. On the give, this is Irving. And he's brought down by a collective effort there, only 1 yard on the carry. Everyone's prepped, it's second down now. They kick the running back in motion. Recovers his own mistake. He can keep going here.
We all saw the brief moment of full-on panic between the ball coming out and him getting back on it. The impressive part is he kept his composure while it was still loose. One mistake didn't become two, and he cleaned it up before any defenders could.
So near disaster a moment ago, but the drive's still in trouble if they can't convert on third. Mayfield now from the gun. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Here's Riley Dixon on now for the punt on fourth down. And he's in a real tough spot for his first kick. And he gets it away from his end zone. And he makes the fair catch inside the 45. So now it's the Seahawks' turn to take the field for the first time. And we'll take a glance at their 7th-year QB.
If we had asked Sam Darnold, coming out of USC as the 3rd overall pick in the draft, to write the story of his career, I don't think he would have written some of these chapters. But in the end, it makes you tougher. It makes you grittier. And playing quarterback in the NFL is a lot about that. Your ability to just withstand adversity and to continue to get up time after time after time. And Sam Darnold has shown that kind of perseverance.
Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Off the play fake, he'll throw. He beams one deep right side. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work. No luck connecting with Jackson Smith and Jigba. And that means 3rd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, you know that line, time is of the essence? It certainly is in the pocket. Not enough time there to let that play develop down the field, and the two were not able to reel it in.
Throw on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Play action on 1st down. Escapes the... This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Taken in by Noah Fant. And he's taken down at the 30. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. Big gain downfield. And this is caught. It's a Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. But they couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Seahawks will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. He's going to field this at the 2. And look at this return. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. Tampa Bay sending its offense out. Their 2nd drive coming up. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. This finds Evans, complete. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the gun, Mayfield. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That is a potential drive killer. Defenders all over that one. It kept him from getting vertical after the catch.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Baker out of the pistol. Finds him on the crossing route. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Baker now from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Sending the tight end in motion left. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or 2 short of the 25.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They'll send him over right. Baker throwing again. Diving, it looks close. They say he caught it. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
That is all-out effort, Kate, to make the catch. Putting his body on the line, diving for the ball. He earned that reception. And some more targets are clearly coming his way in the future.
Here's the give to Irving. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Motioning the tight end now. Here's Mayfield. He brings it in. And he almost gets to the 5. He goes out at the 6.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. But you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
3rd and just 2 to go. To throw, Mayfield. Forced out to his right. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Opening frame of the game, and 2 times already, these defenders have got home for a home run sack. If they get their way, a lot more teammates are going to join them on the stat sheet with the takedown before this one ends.
On 4th down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Here's Steven Sims with the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Here's Darnold to throw. He gets it complete to Kenneth Walker. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the 1st quarter. Neither side separating much so far. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. About set for the 2nd quarter. Seahawks football here. They have 2nd down behind the sticks. Now an inside give to Walker. He's got to gain a 6 there. Hassan Reddick cleaning up that play. He gets a half dozen on the carry, and that's also going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And this won't amount to much. Tackled after a small run to the 32. He got 3 on the run. That's going to bring up 4th and 4.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
4th down punt from the Seahawks, and that means we're going to see Michael Dixon head on to send it skyward. Fair catch made a little beyond the 20-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Motioning one of the tight ends. Irving on the inside give. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. That's why they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Finds his man, it's Godwin. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
1st and 10, it's Mayfield. On target to Godwin. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
2nd and 3 now. the 48. Hauled in by Godwin. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
One of the tight ends in motion left. First down, here's Baker. That's going to be caught by Evans. And they're going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers take a second quarter lead. Mike Evans with the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers push their lead to 3. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Sims now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Seattle offense eager to get back on the field. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. Second down. Darnold. Oh, he makes the catch. Impressive grab, but he should have let it go. They're going to lose yards.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
And for the Buccaneers, it's a nickel look. Third down coming. Darnold looking to throw. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Seahawks bringing out the punt team. Trey Palmer on the return for the Buccaneers. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield ready for this next possession. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it's going to be their football coming up. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Leonard Williams applying the hit there. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
I've talked to running backs over the years, Kate, and the transition from the college game to the pro game. They'll tell you, there's just times in the NFL you got to run into darkness. You run into a lot of bodies. Perfect example of that on the first down play.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He's got a man left. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
3rd and short, Mayfield. He's got Godwin working that sideline. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
Mayfield to throw again. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Seattle. The Buccaneers trying to add to their lead. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
Well, that's a game that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completions.
First and 10. Here's Mayfield. Has room into the secondary. And this is down all the way to the 3. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the gun, Mayfield has it down close. The nose of the football inside the 1. Here's 2nd and goal. White does not get in. His push is stopped just short of that goal line. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Going power with the big tight end. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Buccaneers will add to their lead at the end of the half. Well, Brock, not sure the play they were running was all that disguised, but with the personnel they had out there, It was going to be tough to stop him either way.
Yeah, there's a great debate. Is it the X's and O's or the Jimmies and Joes?
Yep.
No debate there. That was the Jimmies and the Joes in their want-to run it right down their throat.
McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they tag him for roughing the kicker, and now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all, so they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. The Seahawks offense to the field for the final drive of this first half. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. Here's Darnold. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. That's their rookie from Notre Dame. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick six. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure, but instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers take a 3-possession lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Return starts at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. This offense getting to take the field one more time in the half. And with field position and the clock against them, probably not going to see anything of substance here before halftime. Only 17 seconds left for him as they begin this drive. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. So they're first to 3. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 34. Finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Looking to throw. Gets this to Fant. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. He's back to throw. He puts some air under this one, deep right. Big gain downfield. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. We've reached the break. The Bucs visitors, but fighting out to an early advantage. Now we'll send you from one end of the country all the way to the other. Jonathan Coachman standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Sims now on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. So as we get set to begin the third quarter, it's the Seattle offense who's going to be out there first. And that first half, they just couldn't keep up the pace, but they're going to be the ones setting the pace here to begin this third quarter. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A give up the gut to Walker. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug of war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Staying with Walker. Still working past the 40. And he has it down to the 26-yard line. It's a huge pickup on the play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
Anytime you get that chunk of yards, gosh, you can just feel it in the stadium. It just changes the whole complexion of the drive. They're now set up beautifully in enemy territory to end this series with points.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Barner's got it, complete. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Yaya Diaby brings him down.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
From the 24. He finds Fant. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
As a quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
From the red zone now. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And they'll try to build on that big stop.
Okay, you'll often hear me talk about setting an edge, setting an edge. Well, think of it this way as well, especially with a bootleg. You want to be like the jaws of a defense. You want to just keep him inside. Get those jaws a-closing, and there's no escape valve for the QB then.
Another snap from the 8 here. It's 2nd and goal. Walker now from the gun. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. He gets 2 on that run. That brings up 3rd and goal.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
3rd down from the gun. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks cut into the lead coming out of halftime. A second touchdown through the air for him, Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separations and the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
Myers to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Seahawks cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Tucker now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Mayfield. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. Throwing again is Baker. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. They gain 14 on the play, and that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
1st and 10 from the 41. Baker now off the play fake. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
1st down, here's Baker. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets this forward to the 19. Second and 3 now. Now it's Irving. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Mayfield now from the gun. Catch made by Bucky Irving. Will score. It's a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers push their lead further to start the half. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
McLaughlin attack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers take a 3-possession lead. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Return starts from the goal line. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Seahawks offense running out now. Their last drive contained a heavy dose of the ground game, a little old-school dominance on the way to a touchdown, Brock. Let's see if they stick with it or if they go aerial this time around. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They're going play action. Into the hands of Walker.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly, as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Toss play, this is Walker. And he's tackled for a short gain. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Now Darnold. Connects with Fant. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Fair catch, hauled in at the 18-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they're going to take over possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Mayfield with a blitz coming. This one's taken in by Otten. And he'll get it up to the 27.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
They're set up at the 35 now. Completed out to the left on that quick throw. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I really like the timing of that screen call to the perimeter. Get the ball in space to operate and turns into a nice gain.
New set of downs for him from the 46. They motion a receiver left. 1st and 10, it's Mayfield. That's going to be caught by Evans. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
From the 46. Short pass brought in. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Going with Irving here. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. Once again, Irving. And he's stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound a defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Got his target. It's Otten.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. To throw, Mayfield. Finds his man. It's Godwin. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Baker now from the gun. Completes this one to Otten. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
The kick by McLaughlin is good. And that extends the lead to 20.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Sims now on the return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Seahawks offense taking the field now. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. They've got first down from the 31. Now he'll throw off the play fake. That's caught by Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Seahawks will have a first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. A gain of 27 yards there. And it sets up Seattle with first down. From the red zone now. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it's going to be second down. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Throwing from the gun. Pass is caught at the 9. And this one does not go far.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Desperation time here on 4th. He brings it in. And he drives this forward to the 6. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
Now after the incomplete pass, we've got someone shaken up and in need of some medical attention. So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Still sticking with the passing game. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. But how about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no-fly zone, trying to make the play in the end zone, and a beautiful job by the defender to knock it away.
Darnold. Getting out to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks get it back to within 2 possessions. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Point after, up and good for Myers. And the Seahawks drop the lead back to 13. They recognize the situation they're in now. After that score, they're going to try to get it right back. I think the Seahawks got that one back. Yes, they did! 2-score game. Got to get yourself additional opportunities somehow. And that right there, that's a huge one. Feel like they absolutely now have to translate this into points.
They really do, and not just make it a one-possession game. As you've taught me, Kate, how do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time, partner.
One possession at a time, one play at a time, one bite at a time to the very end.
Connection made to Smith and Jigba. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. From midfield on 2nd down. That's taken in by Cup. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down. Working quickly here. Throwing here, Darnold. Gets this to Fant. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Seattle. Seahawks trailing by 13. Down a couple of scores, but still some time left and 3 timeouts as well. It's 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
2nd and 10 now. That's JSN, Smith and Jigba on the quick slant. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. To throw, here's Darnold. Looking touchdown, but can't connect.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
So the incompletion on 1st, here's 2nd and goal. Throwing with a blitz on the way. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks now within 1 score in the 4th. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Myers to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks get it back to within 6. Approaching 90 seconds remaining in this game. Not much time. They've got to get this one back. And the Buccaneers manage to recover the football. Ooh, can't get it back on the onside kick. Can still get a final chance with a quick 3-and-out, though, albeit not with a lot of time for them left to work with.
Yeah, Kate, unless they can force a miracle turnover, and we've seen that before, a 3-and-out is really the only avenue remaining. Defense, go buckle it up.
The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. First and 10 from the 41. Running right, it's Irving. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Now Seattle going to call its second timeout, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Right back to Irving now. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Now the Seahawks are going to spend their third and final timeout. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
Second down, probably going to see him kneel it again here. Carry here for Irving. And he's going to get this to the 29 before he stopped. It's a gain of 3 after the loss, but still 3rd and 8 to work with. Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's a win for the visiting Buccaneers. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? Or both.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.